team, one dream. Our dream is to make sure that the world knows the underlying cause of most diseases is nutritional deficiencies. What has been said to be genetic has been proven to be incorrect by the science of epigenetics. And folks, epigenetics is fairly new within the last, 30, 40 years, but it has been absolutely
correct.
A light of hope for me. Because I was told that I had many of those genetic conditions that, folks, when I added the nutrition that is going to be spoken of today by the man who has put it all together, one of the founding fathers of that science of epigenetics, I no longer have any of those genetic diseases. So if they were genetic, how is that even possible? It's not. And you can experience the same. Now, we do want to remind you that this program is for educational purposes only. It is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician, nor do our products prevent, diagnose, or cure any diseases. But folks, the body can do some amazing, amazing things when it's given the right ingredients. And the right ingredients, they have to be synergistically blended with the cofactors. It's not cherry picking. It's not one of this, one of that, and a whole bunch of something else, because that can just throw the whole system off and cause even more concern. And we're going to learn more about that today. So without further ado, again, if you have questions, raise your hand if you are here in the live meeting. If you're not here in the live meeting, come join us. dailywithDocZoom.com, and we will welcome you. That is between 12 and 12:50 p.m. Pacific time only. My name is Becca Dukes, and as the hostess of this program, I am also a certified holistic health coach, where we have dug deep into the teachings, the research, the underlying causes and the 4 areas of health, and how those underlying deficiencies affect the 4 areas of health. Do you know that there's over 600 different poor health conditions that have been directly linked to nutritional deficiencies? Well, that's what we learn about in the Certified Holistic Health Coach course put on by the Institute of Holistic Health. If you would like more information about that program, get back with the person that shared this program with you. If there's nobody to thank, go to coachwithbecca.com and you'll get more information about our Certified Holistic Health Coach course. We'd love to have you join us, whether you are looking just to improve your own health and that of your family, or you want to make a huge impact on your community and join us in impacting the world. coachwithbecca.com. And also, if you want to make that huge impact upon the world and you don't have anybody to thank for showing you this program, go to dailywithdoc.com, use that contact us, send us a message saying, hey, I want to be part of the impact, part of the crusade, because Doc, I want to go on a cruise that provides aid around the world. Will you go with me?
Yes, it's actually called a what?
It's a crusade.
A crusade.
Yes.
Very good. Yeah, we're putting together a tool and you're doing the yeoman's part of this. It's got to be done in the next couple of days because next week we're doing
tomorrow.
Yeah, be done tomorrow. Okay.
Well, before you get started, hold on. Everybody, I'd like to introduce to you the one, the only, Dr. Joel Wallach, with a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, a doctorate of veterinary medicine, 3 postdoctorates in pathology. That's dirty work. And not only does he have that research behind him. He used that research to teach nutrition at the college level, and then decided to become a naturopathic physician so that he could do more than just work legally with animals, but legally with the two-legged animals and help them. So welcome, Dr. Joel Wallach, to Daily with Doc.
Thank you, Rebecca, and thank you, team. We've been working together a long time, and we'll be working together in the future for another long time. And we want to talk about idiopathic issues and diseases, unknown causes is what that translates to. When you look it up in the medical dictionary, even just, ask online, idiopathic diagnosis means unknown cause, okay? And so basically, you go back in history, there were hundreds and hundreds of unknown cause diseases. And this has resulted in a thinking in the medical system's brains that, there's so many of these diseases that are caused by genetics, as you pointed out. That's their belief, it's caused by genetics, caused by autoimmune disease, your body's attacking itself. So their goal, their research, and all the pharmaceutical companies, their research is to find medications that relieve symptoms, because they don't believe they can get rid of the disease. So they want drugs and pharmaceuticals and treatments that relieve symptoms. Well, the patient's happy. Well, you can't get rid of this disease. It's a genetic thing, but we can relieve your symptoms. Oh, I'm so happy about that. Okay. And they keep milking the cow. Okay. Keep milking the cow is what it amounts to. All right. So let's just look at a couple of these. And of course, let's see here. Ankylosing spondylitis of the spine is called DISH, D-I-S-H. Okay, diffuse skeletal hyperostosis, or excuse me, diffuse idiopathic skeletal hyperostosis and bone spurs and things like that. It's very interesting stuff, okay? Because when you deal with pain and so forth, and of course, being a pathologist, I saw all the stuff on the table after the patient was dead. Okay, and so I had the opportunity to do all this research on what was causing all these deficiencies. And to make a long story short, came up with the epigenetics thing. Okay, the title of the book, you've got that book. There you go, Epigenetics, the death of genetic disease transmission. I found the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis in a rhesus monkey. That's one of my rhesus monkeys there on the cover with me, being trained for space. And I found cystic fibrosis supposed to be a genetic disease in humans in one of them out of the 25. And to make a long story short, made the diagnosis and asked for permission to get a biopsy of the other 24 baby monkeys. They all had it. And so I went to their diet and figured out that this was not a genetic disease like generally believed around the world. It was really just a simple nutritional deficiency disease. And they fired me. To make a long story short, they fired me because they said, well, you must be Pacific Blue. Everybody knows this is a genetic disease, unknown cause, just a genetic thing. And I said, no, I can prevent this, I can cure it. And they fired me. Okay, so that's when I knew I had to, as I was teaching nutrition at the Naturopathic College in Portland, Oregon, NCNM, I said, I've got to take these courses or give me some credit for some of my veterinary courses, basic, also agricultural courses, and, get the degree and so I can treat people. Now, what I want to talk about here is the book. It's all in your head. Because all these diseases that are reported in this book were part of those diseases that are thrown into the idiopathic bunch because nobody knew what they were caused by. They said, well, they're just idiopathic. And we're talking about Alzheimer's disease. We're talking about MS, multiple sclerosis, Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is multiple sclerosis of the spinal cord. Now we have the FTD, okay, frontal temporal dementia, which is kind of like the diseases of the brain, but the front of the brain is bad, the sides of the brain is bad, but the back of the brain is okay, so your motor stuff is still good and so on. And I've been dealing with these things, gosh, for 75 years. And of course, in this book, and of course, we have a CD and we have a new tool coming out. This is what Rebecca is working hard on, 70 hours a day. Okay. The tool is coming out. I think it's going to have the same name, right? It's all in your head.
Yes.
Okay. And so we're very, very excited about that. the top picture is a normal skull, an autopsy. We've taken the top of the skull off, and you can see the brain with all the collusions and all the various lumps and bumps and grooves and everything typical of a normal brain. But you see the skull is only a quarter inch thick. And then you raise that for me, please, Rebecca. There you go. You see on the bottom here, this is a skull, also an autopsy. The top of the skull has been removed, and the brain just looks like mush in there, oatmeal. And the skull is 1.5 inches to 2 inches thick. It's not bone. It's actually scar tissue, because this person has osteoporosis. And just this one alone, in this book alone, Soul in Your Head, we list 37 different diseases. Now, when this new thing comes out, okay, this new tool comes out, it's one of those things where osteoporosis of the skull is just a very small part of the osteoporosis thing, okay? There's probably 50 different diseases or more that are caused by osteoporosis, and 37 of them are caused by osteoporosis of the skull. And doctors over all these years have never figured that out, okay? That's probably when Rebecca showed those pictures on the book, if there's doctors watching, it's probably the first time they've ever seen that. Okay, if they graduated 20 years ago, that's the first time a doctor has seen those two pictures side by side. And because it's one of those things where this is not difficult, okay? And so when you start looking at these diseases, such as Alzheimer's disease, MS, FTD, which is all these people are starting to get this FTD thing now, okay? And then it's a whole, what they say, basket full, I guess is the easiest way to say it. It's a whole basket full of these diseases. Well, all these unknown diseases, they're known, they're given a name, but nobody knew a cure, okay? Now, there's one gal who's a professor of medicine, a medical doctor, Lauren Roth, from the Albert Einstein School of Medicine. Just a week ago, she posted on Fox News that she believes that behavioral problems, okay, such as gender issues, were caused before the baby was born. And she is 1000% correct. It actually starts before they're conceived, okay? And the mother is deficient, the father is deficient, and when that sperm fertilizes the egg and the baby begins to develop, the brain is imperfect, the spinal cord is imperfect, all the organs are imperfect that make hormones and everything, all the glands, they're all imperfect because they don't have all the raw materials to be built properly. And so when the baby comes out, it's got many, many problems, okay, including gender issues. We have a program. We have the Kids Toddy, which is one of the baby formulas we've made. And Jonathan Emore, a great attorney of ours, he and I sued the FDA 8 times in federal court. We won. We got all these nutrients put into baby formulas, which doctors had fought me for 25 years for preventing putting vitamins and minerals into baby formulas because they said that they were toxic. You can't put those vitamins and minerals in baby formulas. We got them in there, and within 3 months' time, suddenly now, no more cystic fibrosis, no more muscular dystrophy. And I was just so glad that Jerry Lewis learned the truth about this, muscular dystrophy not being genetic, but the simple nutritional deficiency, before he died. When Jerry Lewis and I brought that to the Muscular Dystrophy Association, they fired Jerry Lewis, put a gag order on him, and shut down his telethon. That was September 4th and 5th in 2011. They shut down his telethon after he had raised $2.6 billion for them, okay? Because they didn't want the truth to get out that we had found the cause, prevention, and cure of muscular dystrophy. And then son of a death syndrome, SIDS, went away because that was just a simple nutritional deficiency. And you see these athletes dying in the news every week in their teens and 20s from this heart issue, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy heart disease. Now, when you're a 3-month-old baby, it's called SIDS, son of a death syndrome. And, you'll see an odd case once a year or something like that now, instead of 1,000 a month like it was in the United States 100 years ago. Okay, this is all caused by nutritional deficiencies of the embryo, not genetics. And so this new tool is coming out. We're going to start a crusade here. This is going to be a crusade. So everybody on earth is going to be able to take this tool and share the whole thing about getting rid of diseases thought to be genetically transmitted. They're idiopathic. They don't know the cause, but we know the cause. Okay, I've done 32,000 autopsies. I've done millions and millions of blood tests and all, and read the microscopic slides and all this kind of stuff. China, 1,700 autopsies in China alone. Okay, 20,000 at the School of Biology at the University of Missouri in St. Louis with Marlon Perkins. Okay, and Barry Commoner, and that's published. That book is published. It's The Disease of Exotic Animals. It's in the Smithsonian Institute as a national treasure. It sells for $35,000 each, $25,000 to $35,000 each, depending on market. In New York, it's $35,000. In St. Louis, is $25,000. And again, the book Epigenetics is a sort of a translation into common language. It's a summary of the book. It's a 1,000-page book, okay, of all those autopsies and the disease of exotic animals. And so this is not something new, but we do have a new tool coming out because, you know, in the old days, we didn't have all the electronic stuff we have now. Well, now everybody, even if you have a 4th grade education only, you'll be able to take this tool that Rebecca and I are building, okay? And guess what? You'll be able to take that tool and teach your churches, your temples, your schools, your neighbors, your family, your workmates, okay, your fire department. You'll be able to take that tool and teach them great details about, I don't know how many diseases we're going to have in there, but we have, Rebecca, how many famous people do we have that we're illustrating in there? Is it going to be 15 or 20 or?
Well, at least a dozen, Dr. Wallach.
At least a dozen. We're talking about politicians and athletes and pastors and rabbis, and we're going to be talking about musicians and athletes and very successful business people. Okay, and giving you a clue of what's happening here. This book, okay, the Wallach Revolution. The thank you. The beginning of the book, okay, is Pat Boone. Okay, Pat Boone actually wrote the foreword to this book. Okay, yeah, Pat Boone wrote the foreword to this book, and he is on the cover. He tells his story about having arthritis in his knees and his hips and everything. All the doctors want to give him double knee replacement, and he said, "No, I'm not doing that." And somebody told him about us. We rebuilt his knees for him and his hips for him. And so over the years, we've been, in contact. And he said, "Look, I hear you're coming out with a new book, Wallach. We want to participate." So he wrote the foreword to the book, and he's the one who's telling his story about us getting rid of arthritis and joint problems in his knees and hips that doctors said is impossible to fix. So we're going to give you a double knee and hip replacement. And is Pat Boone telling his story. Okay. Then there's Danny Glover that covered the last chapter, and he's also a famous entertainer and movie star and singer and comedian and so forth. And he was born with let's see here, epilepsy and seizures. And by the time he was in his 40s, he was so sick he couldn't perform on stage. We rebuilt him, and so he wanted to participate. So he wrote the last chapter in this book, and this is a 75 years track record of major discoveries over the years, and not all of them because we have so many. That's why we have so many books. 23, the new health
educational brochure.
There you go, educational brochures. Get the right term. The new educational brochures has like 24 best-selling books in there. Okay, does your doctor have 24 best-selling books? Does your doctor has a thesis in the Smithsonian Institute as a national treasure? Okay, back to you.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. I know you get so excited, and I'm excited to see your excitement because each and every day is a new beginning. And that new beginning, we have decided to work towards making an even greater impact. And this tool that we're putting together is going to be sharing about Dr. Wallach's research, but also about the idiopathic things associated with It's All in Your Head. And then also the most common ones that are misdiagnosed. And they're nutritional.
And the cures.
Well,
preventions and cures.
You can say that word. I can't say that word.
Preventions and cures.
So And then it's also going to be a call to action, folks. We can make an impact in our own lives, but why keep it to ourselves when we can impact our family, our communities, and our world? So I'm excited about this tool and being something that we can use as a resource, as a community, as an individual, both within my team and the whole and entire.
And this is why it's going to come out in the form of a crusade, because when you have a crusade, you have thousands and thousands and thousands of foot soldiers telling the story as opposed to one general telling the story. We have all this.
But it's going to be the same story that's being
Oh
told.
no, it's got to be the same story. This is the same story.
Yes.
Over
So
and over and over. We are going to help millions of people every day when this new tool comes out. I get tears running down out of my eyes when I picture this final project and all the famous people we have dealt with getting this thing put together. And I cannot thank you enough for piecing the pieces together. This is going to be a major, major positive leap in healthcare and medicine. Okay, this is kind of like when they discovered the microscope. Okay.
Wow. Okay, pressure's on. Thanks, Doc. Like I needed more. Well, let's go ahead and share some of this time, Dr. Wallach, with others. We have hands that are up. We have comments and questions both here in the Zoom room, which folks, if you're not joining us live and you would like to be, Zoom or Daily with Doc, zoom.com. And again, this program is being sponsored by dailywithdoc.com, where we have a team of certified holistic health coaches here to serve those who are not already being served.
How many health coaches do we have now that are graduated and have their certificates?
So the certified and health coaches are totally two different things, Dr. Wallach. Certified have gone through our program, tested and graduated, and there's almost 1,000 of us.
Wow.
That is not nearly enough. Not nearly enough.
No, we're looking for 1 million. We're going for 1 million.
Yep.
But now we have this new tool that the newest one is going to have all the same information and be able to transfer the same information to people in need as somebody who's been with us for 25 years. This new tool, like I say, I get tears in my eyes because it took us so long to get all the equipment and all the knowledge and all the experience and everything to put this new tool together. And I was really struggling with what word is going to describe what we're doing, because this has not been done before. And the only word that kept coming out was crusade, 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 crusade. And this goes back thousands of years ago when religion was being brought to the various illiterate tribes around the world. Those are called crusades because they're bringing the message of God to the illiterate and the people who didn't know about God, as the Western people knew. And so that's why they're called the crusades, because it was an army out there telling the story, not just one person running around lecturing in a village and then having to go someplace over a period of weeks for another village and so forth. No. This is going to be thousands an hour, thousands of villages an hour. This is a crusade with all the new technology, this knowledge that we have accumulated. Okay, 32,000 autopsies. I don't know how many live cases we've had over the years. Oh my gosh, millions.
Oh, millions.
Millions.
Millions. And the nice thing about this, Dr. Wallach, when this is finished, my next project is to have it subtitled in different languages. So that way we can serve even more, including Afrikaans and Russian, German, and
that's Afrikaans for very good.
Very good. Okay. See, between you and Albert down in South Africa and Julie down in South Africa, I've definitely got to learn it. So let's go over to questions. And the first hand that I have up here is Gloria. Gloria, thank you for raising your hand. Go ahead and unmute, my dear. And welcome to Daily with Doc.
Thank you. I am 72 years old. I am 5'7". I'm 170 pounds. I have been on your program going in this year 4 years. And I had a procedure done last week with my Presbyterian hospital because I've been having pain under the right breast. And so they did a sonogram and it came up with everything else was good, the pancreas, the liver, the gallbladder, the spleen, the right kidney, but except for the left kidney, they got an A2.6 mid-renal cyst noted with a thin internal septation, septation, and there is no hydronephrosis. I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but it's spelled.
No hydronephrosis.
Thank you. And so I want to know what I can take, which product I can use now, because you have saved me with arthritis. You have helped with my eyes, and I am a young 72.
All right. Yeah, I can tell your energy is great. Okay. And
Thank
so,
you.
okay. Now, do you have high blood pressure?
And when I eat outside, I notice that my pressure goes up, but when I eat at home, I'm fine.
Okay. Now, do you have medicine to take when your blood pressure goes up?
A water pill.
Water pills. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And that's it.
You're doing a lot of great stuff, and I applaud you. And the only thing that I would do, I didn't hear, was there's 3 words here: Ultimate Daily Classic tablets to add to your program. Okay. And for our listeners and viewers, somebody who's 170 pounds, you want to be taking 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, the full dose of everything twice a day. That's got 215 nutrients, including the basic 90, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 3 fatty acids. Then 2 bottles a month of the MSMs. You take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. And that's going to help you rebuild cartilage and ligaments and tendons and connective tissue. And people forget the kidney has a lot of connective tissue with all the tubes and stuff in there to carry urine and bring in blood, and artery walls and all that kind of stuff. Very important. And then, because you have this blood pressure thing that comes and goes, I want you to add to your program the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. 3 words: Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Get 2 bottles a month, so you can take 3 twice a day. Okay. And if you're on blood pressure medication, don't cold turkey off of that. Okay. But as your blood pressure issues begin to subside, and they will, okay, you can reduce the amount of blood pressure medication you're taking. I take 3 of those Ultimate Daily Classic tablets twice a day. I don't have high blood pressure, but I'm just taking it so I don't get high blood pressure. Okay. In about a week, I'm going to be 84 years old. In a week, I'll be 84 years old. And most people can't believe it because they think I'm in my 50s when they look at my energy and my skin and this, that, and the other, because I'm taking everything that you're taking. Okay. But in addition, and I'm going to have to take a picture of my table. I have a table that I add. I have about 40 different bottles. Okay. In addition to my Healthy Brain and Heart Pack and my MSM and so forth, and my Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, my collagen peptides, my rebound, all that kind of stuff. But I also have these 50 other bottles on there of different products. And I put anywhere from 2 or 3 of each of those into my bottles of pills. I'm taking all this. I'm getting over 100 nutrients 5 to 6 times a day now. Now, why do I want to do that? 100 nutrients 5 to 6 times a day. That's in addition to my food. Okay. And that's because I want to give my body everything that it requires to maintain itself, keep itself healthy, function properly. And that's why I'm 84 and I look like I believe people tell me, well, you look like you're 50 years old, Wallach, and your energy is that of a 40-year-old or a 30-year-old.
It is.
So it's you and me, babe.
But Dr. Wallach, the cyst, I am concerned. I looked it up on the internet and see what the cyst is, no big problem. But because I was diagnosed with breast cancer stage 1 in 2012, it seems as though, and I have a cyst on the ovaries, which is very, very small. I do ultrasound.
Well, you said you had a pain. You told me you had a pain in the breast. You didn't say you were diagnosed in.
It was diagnosed, yes.
Okay, in 2012. 2012. Yeah. Okay. And so is it in remission now?
Oh, yes.
Well, of course it is. Well, that's because your immune system, which is your bone marrow, you just keep that MSM going in there because that's your bone marrow. That makes all the white blood cells that goes out and kills and eats cancer cells. So if one cancer cell wants to get up and look around, those white blood cells are going to go eat it right away.
Well, I think your product did that because in 2000, 2 years ago, when I saw the my mammogram, before that, it had all these crystallization around the scar. And 2 years ago, it was like, it's like how you saw it like the Milky Way. And then all of a sudden, there was no Milky Way. It was just the scar. It was like, wow, because I
Just
don't
a
use
scar,
olive
yeah.
oil. I just use butter and ghee. But I think because I using the ghee, my LDL went to 2 or 3. So, but I know what you say about cholesterol.
Yeah, see,
I
butter
would,
is good, no margarine, ghee and butter.
of course, no. But I do use, I cut back on the ghee because I thought that was too much fat that is causing the LDL to go up. But I think it has a lot to do with the kidneys too, because that can make the cholesterol go up. Am I correct?
Well, your cholesterol goes up when your body is saying you need some help here. Okay,
All
your
right.
cholesterol, your body thinks your cholesterol is good for you. Okay, and cholesterol is good for you. Makes
All
up
right.
25% of your brain weight, 25% of your spinal cord weight, 95% of your hormones is cholesterol. If you get you've heard the word demyelinization. People,
Yes.
the white matter of the brain goes away. Well,
Yes.
myelin in the brain is 25% of your brain weight, and the myelin is 100% cholesterol. When doctors said, stop taking cholesterol, here's the statin drug to lower your cholesterol, they're the ones who cause all these other diseases because of the cholesterol deficiency diseases, okay, including gender issues. And that's why we have to add to these kids that have these gender issues, the kids toddy when they're little. And also we want them to have little girls who think they're boys. In addition to the 90 essential nutrients, give them also the Xerafem, break a tablet in half and grind it up in some applesauce and give it to them. As they get bigger, you can give it more and more and more. And boys who think they're girls, get a Xeratest, break that in half and grind that up and put that in some applesauce and give that to them in addition to their 90 essential nutrients and their rebound and all that kind of stuff. And we're looking to have, and we learned this stuff in the animal industry. This is not just in humans. Gender issues occurred in the animal industry thousands of years ago. Okay. And what they did in the old days, when they had a little bull who was trying to chase all the little boy cattle, okay, he had his genders all mixed up, okay, called free martins, they would just knock that little bull in the head and eat him. When little girl cows were chasing the other girls, getting everything messed up, they would just knock her in the head and eat her, okay? But then they found out they're wasting a lot because they were missing those animals and not getting the income from the animals or producing milk or whatever. So they came out with, oh, if we give them all these nutrients, that bad behavior, that disruptive behavior goes away. Okay. And so I'm taking that information that is science in the animal industry and employing it in the human industry. I've been doing this for the last couple of years, and we're starting to get some very positive feedback. Okay. And so this is one of those things, everybody needs these nutrients. And when you have something like sudden death syndrome, things like muscular dystrophy, cystic fibrosis, you have gender issues, you have a idiopathic disease, you need more nutrition. All those things are the signals going up, just like a flare goes up when you're in a lifeboat and your big ship is sunken, you're in a lifeboat, you fire a flare in the air, okay? You've read warning lights for your car.
I think what it is, Dr. Wallach, is that even though I use the Healthy Body Start Pack, I do use the selenium, I do the D3, I do the MSM, I do, so what's different between the Healthy Body Start Pack and the Healthy Brain Pack?
Okay, well, the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack has the core, is still the Healthy Start Pack. It's still the core. But the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack has 115 other nutrients that will soon be declared essential nutrients.
Oh.
So there's 215 in the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. There's 90 in the Healthy Start Pack.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, dear.
Well, I was looking at it and seeing that it has selenium and it has this and it, and I already have it separately. So I figure I use the Healthy Body Start Pack and then add those things to it to make up for this Healthy Start, the Healthy Brain. Shouldn't I not do it that way?
And Heart Pack, yeah, the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack comes in a pre-packaged thing and makes it easier to order and handle and all that kind of stuff. And so it's going around the world like that. Now we're in 80 countries right now. We're working on 70 other countries. We're grooming. This is And of course, this project that Rebecca and I and a whole team of other people are working on, and this is coming out in about less than a week. Okay, it's going to revolutionize the world. This is a crusade. This is more than just giving a lecture on health. This is a crusade. Okay, so
I agree.
you're going to be one of our 5-star generals in our crusade because you have a personal experience. It's for most
I'm a
people.
distributor. I'm a distributor, but I love me some Rebecca.
Okay,
Thank you.
over to you, Rebecca.
Thank you, Gloria. Love you too. All
Thank you.
right, Dr. Wallach, we have an amazing group of people that are on this crusade with us. And let's next go to one of our generals, Ruth Allen. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello, hello.
Oh, all right. Let me spotlight myself. There we go. Oh,
Hello.
gotta put you back up there, Dr. Wallach. Sorry about that. Okay, so I have a question from a woman named Maria who called right before the show. She is 71. She is 5'1". She weighs 140 pounds. She gets up one time in the night to pee. She wants to know, she has 2 annular disc bulges on C2 and C3, and then L4 through 5. And she would like to know what to take for that. And I'm sorry I didn't get more information.
Okay,
like
so
what
she
needs
didn't
to-
mention any high blood pressure, diabetes, or ringing in the ears or anything like that.
No,
right?
sir.
Okay.
No, we were.
Okay,
no,
so
no.
100, okay, so 140 pounds. Again, we want her, and this is again for the entire listening and viewing audience, we want them and her to get rid of all the bad foods. And this is why we have the book, Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods. Okay, 300 pages of safe recipes, safe cooking methods, and the good food, bad food list. All right, Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no barley, bran, oats, no oatmeal, no kind of oats. There's no gluten-free oats. Then the buckwheat, that's got to go. There's no gluten in buckwheat, but they have phagopyrenes, which are worse than gluten. Then no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet drinks got to go, and carbonated water has to go so they can absorb. Carbonation neutralizes stomach acid, so you cannot digest food or absorb minerals. Then I want her to have, at 140 pounds, 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. The full dose of everything twice a day. I want her to have 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. Okay. I want her to have, let's see here, she needs 3 servings a day of our I-26. She needs 3 servings a day of I-26. I like the chewables. I take the chewables. They taste like vanilla ice cream. They're soft chewables. They're not crunchy chewables. And so I like to take one with breakfast, one with lunch, one with dinner time. Sometimes I get in a hurry and I take all 3 at lunch, okay, which is my little bit of time I can look up from the paper or the screen or whatever, okay. And then it has the nutrients in there that helps the brain function properly, okay. Because if she's dealing with these urine problems once a night, it's not her prostate gland, because girls don't have prostate glands, okay. So it's got to be the skull squeezing the spinal cord, and the spinal cord is telling the urinary bladder to urinate, all right. And then let's see here, what was, can't read my own writing here for the last thing she had here. I got urination problems. Oh, disc problems. Okay.
You had disc
She needs-
problems.
Yeah. In addition to the MSM, she needs the collagen peptides. She can take 2 of those canisters. So she take a scoop of that with her morning drink, scoop with her evening drink, and she can throw in some vitamin D3 unless she's in a bikini and she's out in the sun 3 hours a day in her bikini. But other than that, she needs to get a couple of bottles of her vitamin D3. So you take 3 of those twice a day, also absorb all the minerals. And she needs to give us a contact in 2 weeks and 4 weeks and 6 weeks, because the brain wants to recover, it likes to recover. Eat 3 eggs twice a day. I had my 3 eggs scrambled in butter this morning, soft scrambled in butter this morning, okay? I'll have 3 eggs with my steak tonight. You need that cholesterol. Any doctor who tells you to give up cholesterol should get the same treatment as a doctor who says give up salt. So people should be wanting to be called the salt of the earth. People should be want to be called the cholesterol of the earth.
Right.
Because cholesterol is good for you, salt's good for you. And all of these are just simple nutritional deficiencies. They're not genetic, not autoimmune, not aging. Okay.
Okay, thank you. And I have a couple questions from YouTube. Okay. Oh, one of them is, oh, it shifted on me. I'm so sorry. Oh gosh. I hate when okay, so Elizabeth had a question. She says, I only have she's 55 years old and she weighs 120, I'm sorry, 112 pounds. She says she has what is good for women's reproductive cancer distress. She is HPV, not she, but she's asking about HPV, cervical dysplasia, and organs in the near areas are involved.
Okay. So again, she needs to get rid of all the bad foods, maximize absorption of the good stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, rye, no sugar, no carbonated drinks, no carbonated water. And then she needs at 112 pounds, one healthy brain and heart pack per month, half a dose of everything twice a day. She needs 1 bottle a month of the MSM. She can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner time. Then she needs the, let's see here. I'd also have her take the, what are we going to have her take here for her immune system? I'd have her take the collagen peptide. She can take a scoop of that with her morning drink, a scoop of that her evening drink. I also want her to use our salt, our seasoned salt from Australia. It's the sea salt. So it has like 28 different minerals in there from the ocean. We also have our Himalayan salt from the Himalayan mountains where the Huns come from. Salt her food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay. And then I also want her to use our ultimate enzyme. She can take 1 or 2 of those, say 5 or 10 minutes for each meal. And that's going to help her absorb all the nutrients. All righty. And then because she has all this issue going on with sort of precancerous stuff and so on, I want her to throw in if she wants something to drink for energy, she can use our Rebound or sports drink. It has 100 nutrients, and we want to keep going that direction. 100 nutrients. Okay. The MSM is going to help her with the white blood cells, which are part of the immune system, and to go after and kill cancer cells and eat cancer cells and so forth. Let's see here. Rebecca, what else would you recommend for supporting the immune system?
Definitely want to do the I-26, Dr. Wallach. That helps to support the immune system as well.
Okay. I-26, there you go. 3 servings a day.
And maybe some Z radical.
And Z radical. Yes. That was my next one.
Can't go wrong with Z radical. It's kind of like seaweed in a liquid form. The Fucoid Z is the pills. I take both. I have the Z radical twice a day, and I have the Fucoid Z twice a day. Okay. You remember I told you all those bottles on that table. People freak out when they come by and they look, what is all that? Well, I take that in addition to my healthy brain and heart pack and my Rebound and all this other stuff. I take all these things and they're looking at them. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh, you must get them for free. No, I have to pay for them. I pay for them all. I don't get anything for free from the company. I set it up that way so nobody can say, well, you do all that because you get it for free. Okay, no, I have to pay for everything. I do that. I do not get a paycheck from the company. I do not get a paycheck from the company. When I started the company, I set it up that way so nobody could say, well, you're pushing all these things, well, because you get paid to say that. No, that's not true. Okay. And so when this new tool comes out, okay, and this crusade starts this week, I mean, I am ready. And I know how Moses must have felt. I know how Jesus must have felt. I know how they felt, because when you know you have something that can save the earth and save the people and free the people from all kinds of things that are holding them down, whether it's, keeping you in prison or whatever, and, politically. Okay. I know I'm driving Rebecca crazy.
You're ready, and I'm trying to catch up, Dr. Wallach. But right now, want to make sure that we get to the hands that are up, and also some more questions that we have here is with us. But I wanted to do a quick little testimonial. So I remember Kathy having problems with sleeping, and she just put in the comments, after only 3 months following Dr. Wallach's suggestions, I sleep right through the night. Thank you. And I think that's just absolutely awesome.
Isn't
So
that
thank
sweet?
you so much.
Yeah, thank you for that testimony, because it's one of those things that's very common. Of course, when people get up 3, 4, 5 times a night, this is very disruptive. And it happens more in women than it does in men. So it can't be the prostate gland, because women don't have prostate glands. Last time I looked, okay. And it's one of those things where that's one of those idiopathic things that doctors just kept blaming, on something so they could just say something. Okay.
Yeah. Well, those idiopathic things caused me to have exploratory surgery, Dr. Wallach, and it ended up being nerves that were being constricted in the lower back.
Would you look at that?
Crazy. But I don't have to worry about that anymore. So let's go ahead and go to Kathy. Kathy, go ahead and unmute yourself. And then we want to make sure that we get to one more after Kathy. So hello, Kathy. Welcome. Good to see you.
Yes, nice to see you too. I go to dialysis. So should I take my supplements before I go to dialysis, or will that interfere? Or should I wait till
Okay.
I
So
come from dialysis to do my treatment?
Okay. Tell me, when you say that, how many times you wake up at night to urinate? Once, 3 times, 5 times?
No time.
No, you don't wake up at night to urinate.
No, I have a sleeping problem, so we don't sleep a whole lot.
Okay.
But I don't use the bathroom.
Okay. Do you, let's see here. So do you have a catheter? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm on dialysis.
You're on dialysis. Okay. You're on dialysis. And you have dialysis?
No,
How many
before
times?
I go to dialysis, should
How
I
many
take
times
a
is dialysis? How many times a week do you have dialysis?
3?
Okay. All right. And do you have high blood pressure?
No.
Are you taking medication for high blood pressure?
No.
Okay. Do you have diabetes?
No.
Okay. Do you have arthritis?
No.
Okay. How much do you weigh?
100 pounds.
Okay. And how old are you?
62.
Okay. No other health. Okay. No other health problems, just kidney issues.
And lupus.
And lupus. Okay. All right. Yeah, lupus is thought to be an autoimmune disease by doctors. It's really just simply 3 or 4 different diseases. Number one, you got to get rid of all the bad foods. Lupus is caused by eating gluten, wheat, brown and oats, bread, bagels, crackers, cookies, cake, cereal, spaghetti, all that stuff's got to go. No gluten. Okay. No wheat, no brown and oats, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, absolutely no sugar, no carbonated drinks. All the diet drinks need to go, and all the carbonated water needs to go. At 100 pounds, okay, I want you to take 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month, a half a dose of everything twice a day. I also want you to take 1 bottle a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 twice a day, and they will support and promote maintenance repair, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone rakes, bone itself. I want you to take the collagen peptides, take a scoop of that in your morning drink, scoop of that in your evening drink. That's also going to help build connective tissue, which deals with the lupus. It's in the walls, the intestines. It has all that connective tissue in your skin. It has all that stuff going on in your brain. It has all that stuff going on. You also want to have our I-26. Take 3 doses a day of I-26. Also, once you get 2 bottles a month, maybe even start out with 3, but I start out with 2. Start out with 2 for Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. That's 3 words, Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Take 3 of the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they will help support healthy blood flow through blocked arteries in your kidneys, which is what causes the need for dialysis. Okay, don't cold turkey off any medication. You stay on your dialysis, but as the dialysis, the doctors start looking at each other and saying, hey, these blood tests, these urine tests are for some reason getting better. Our dialysis must be working. And so they may say, okay, well, let's just cut you down to 1 dialysis a week or something like that. Go, follow their instructions. But we're able to get you off of dialysis. We do this with hundreds of people every month all around the world. This is very simple disease to help. And so, and if you're only on dialysis 3 days a week, we get the people who are on dialysis 6 days a week. And in 2 weeks time on our program, they're urinating. They haven't urinated in 10 years. They haven't urinated in 10 years. And we get them going. And then of course, in 2 weeks time, they're totally off of dialysis because now they're urinating normally and they haven't urinated in 10 years. Ultimate Daily Classic tablets 3 twice a day. Okay.
Okay. Oh, thank you. And you know what? Should I take the supplements before I go to dialysis or after?
Well, what you do, see if you take them afterwards, it's safer. But if you take it just before you go there, they're sucking it all out.
So do it afterwards.
Yeah, do it afterwards.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
after. That's what
Okay.
Dr. Wallach recommended for my sister. So thank you
Okay,
so
thank
much,
you.
Dr. Wallach, and thank you, Kathy. And I apologize, we did not get to the other questions. Dr. Wallach does have to get to his next presentation. So Brett and Mike, can you send us an email? And go ahead and send it to becca@dailywithdoc.com with your questions, and I'll make sure that we get you answers right away. So thank you again so much. And the same goes out on YouTube land. Oh, and for everybody that's not working with somebody and they would like a 15-minute free consultation by a certified holistic health coach. Again, this is for people that are not working with somebody else already. You can go to DIYwithDocWallach.com. And there is a 15-minute, there is a health assessment, health evaluation there that goes through and asks all the questions that Dr. Wallach would ask. If you were in a sit-down consultation with him, it gives us all the information that Dr. Wallach needs so that we can make sure that we are making a full recommendation based on everything you have going on, even if it's controlled by pharmaceuticals. That's something that Dr. Wallach really needs to know, because just because something's controlled by a pharmaceutical does not mean that it does not exist in your health story. And those are important things. So again, DIY with Doc Wallach. That's DIYWITHDOCWALLACH.com. And we will make sure that we get Dr. Wallach's recommendations to you. And that also offers you a 15-minute free consultation. Now, when it asks who referred you, please make sure that you write in there where you heard about us, either the person or the platform that you heard about us that referred you to this program and to this evaluation. So if I could get my co-hosts on with me, that would be great. I have Ruth Ellen Sanchez on today, Marilyn Pizzera, AJ, who's not on camera. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Is that it today? That's it for today, as far as the co-hosts go. So we did a lot just with the four of us, but we appreciate you all, and we thank you for taking the time, investing in yourself to have and gain knowledge that will then help you have a better health journey tomorrow. So again, for those of you we did not get to as far as the hands up, please send us an email or go to dailywithdoc.com and use that contact option, and we will make sure that we get your questions answered. Monday, Memorial Day. So we are in the year of 2023. Memorial Day, we will not be having a show, nor will we be having a Daily with Doc show June 1st or 2nd, but we will be back on the 5th. So I know Ruth Ellen was going to remind me of that.
Yes, I was.
Thank you, thank you.
You're
So
welcome.
folks, we love you guys showing up. We just don't want you to sit too long watching our intro video that shares information about the program and where you can go to get additional assistance to help you on your health journey. So until next time, bye for now.
Bye, everybody. Have a great Memorial Day.